Hi, I'm Larry Dignan for ZDNet, and we're here with Harry Doctor. He is Technology Manager for the West Windsor Plainsboro School District, talking about how to get online, what technologies matter, and basically how to sort of navigate education during the coronavirus pandemic. Hi, Harry, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. And thanks for taking the time out to bring us on today, and definitely looking forward to the discussion. So let's dive on in.
Yeah, so let's talk about the plan. I followed some of these school district plans. Got two kids. I'm intimately following school board meetings, which I've never done before. Sometimes we're virtual, sometimes we're hybrid, sometimes we might actually show up in class. It's all over the place.
Right.
So I guess walk me through how your school district's looking at it, and what are the technologies that matter most?
So the most important thing is just getting a device into all the kids' hands. That's the number one thing right now. So we're a one-to-one district. Grades 5 through 12 already have Chromebooks. We standardize on Dell hardware as far as the Chromebooks are concerned. And so we have all of those students that they have devices already in their hands. Kindergartners and first grades, we have ordered touchscreen Chromebooks, about 1,100 of them. They are expected to be here the third, maybe fourth week in August. For grades second, third, and fourth, we're just going to get the traditional Dell Chromebooks, and they are expected to be here between the second and third week in August, in either the week of the August 10th or the week of August 17th. This week has been very, very busy with Chromebook distribution. These last couple of weeks have been extremely busy with Chromebook distribution. So we're just trying to just get through this as best as possible.
So yeah, I mean, you're basically moving pallets around now as we speak, right? Pretty much.
We have three teams going. We got a team on the loading dock pulling hardware in. We got a team unboxing, configuring. We have a team outside with parents that are rolling up, that are distributing under the tents because it's pouring outside right now.
So is the plan to be mostly virtual, or from a technology perspective, are you setting it up to be virtual and in person and kind of setting yourself up to navigate whatever happens?
That's a great question. So as it stands right now, today on Friday, August 7th, we are setting it up to be a hybrid model. So we're going to have, as it stands today, we're going to have a set of students. It's going to be maybe about 30% of our students that are going to be physically coming in. Now, whether that be on parent drop-off and parent pickup or on the bus, or a combination of the two, that has yet to be determined. But we have maybe about 25 to 30% of our students as it stands today coming in, and the other 60 to 65% or so, they're going to be learning virtual. Nobody really knows what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. As you mentioned earlier, it's an extremely fluid situation. It seems to change like as soon as you have like the best laid plans or what you think is a great plan, it seems like the very following week, it's a new plan. It's a new legislation. It's a new update. So I definitely pay very close attention to the board notes. We have admin calls pretty much a couple times a day with information that the superintendent gets from whoever he reports to, the board members, so on and so forth, on down the ladder. But as far as tech is concerned, we're setting it up in a hybrid model. But if we end up all virtual, we're good to go.
Yeah, so that's what the Chromebooks are about, basically setting that up. So
the Chromebooks are about. Yep, you're absolutely right. So as far as it's going to be Chromebooks from K to 12 for students, and for staff from K to 3, we will do MacBook Pros. And then from 4th grade up to 12th, we will get they have Dell notebooks, and they're spec'd properly to handle things like these video calls, whether people use Zoom, whether they use WebEx, whether they use whatever. We did purchase a site license for Zoom for every teacher for the whole district. So we're going to be using Zoom in combination with Google related services in order to educate remotely.
Okay. So you also use Verizon or VMware Horizon on the back end too? Where does that fit in?
So we have had VMware Horizon View for several years, about 12 years to be exact, since 2008. And not everything can run on a Chromebook. There's some Adobe applications, whether it be the full-blown version of Photoshop, Illustrator, Dreamweaver. There's some other graphics apps classes that we offer, whether they use AutoCAD or Maya. The science department has special software. The math department has special software. There's various other departments, computer graphics, computer programming. The list goes on and on. Music, they use a piece of software called Sibelius. So we can't get all of that on a Chromebook. It's just, there's not an app or extension for everything. So therefore, that's where the virtual desktops come into play. Students can then use their Chromebooks that the district issues and then go into the data center and or the cloud or a combination of both in order to leverage those same resources as if they were physically here in district.
Okay, so that's how you reach the broad curriculum and get, hit most classes basically.
That is absolutely correct. And we've been doing this so that the teachers, the teachers, they have been using it, for some time, but the students have been using it a lot longer. So
okay.
Anything that doesn't run on a Chromebook or the Chromebook just doesn't have an app or extension for, we leverage the virtual desktops for.
So going into the fall, how is the technology set up different from what happened in the spring? Like I guess what were some of the, it's been mentioned that, what happened in the spring where everybody went online all at once, that was more crisis education than necessarily, thought out, planned out.
Right.
So I guess what'd you learn from the spring that, you'll be tweaking in the fall?
That's another great question. The very first thing is technology is going to take time as far as new hardware to come in. So whatever the vendors are giving you, it doesn't matter if it's a Cisco or a server or IBM or Lenovo, it doesn't matter the vendor, Dell, et cetera, everything is delayed. So we use this thing, it's called VMC on AWS. It's VMware's cloud platform up in the on Amazon Web Services. So what we initially purchased it for disaster recovery. And as you may or may not have been affected a couple of days ago on Tuesday, a lot of people on the East Coast lost power.
Right.
We were one of those people, obviously here in West Windsor, that lost power for that day. Now we had the backup generators and things like that, but things happen. Having said that, last year in August is what we specifically purchased the VMware, the VMC on AWS for. Back in March of this year, 2020, that mindset shifted. We then said, all right, well, COVID's here. We need to get 5 or 6 more physical servers in to run all these virtual desktops. How do we get these in? How long is that going to take? So we reached out to the resellers. They gave us the lead time. The lead time was about 2 to 3 months. Obviously, we went out in March. 2 to 3 months would have put us out into June. So that wasn't going to work. So we then moved enough workloads from on-prem up to the cloud. And we just completely shift our model from using it for disaster recovery to just live all day, active. So the servers that were here physically running in the district, they're now running on a VMC on AWS.
Okay.
And that was able to free up about 4 to 5 physical servers. And then that in turn, we just flipped those over and now we're running even more virtual desktops.
Okay, so it was basically having the foresight to have a disaster recovery plan kind of worked out when you had to go virtual.
Yeah, it worked out. I mean, it was just so great. It was just it was really a blessing, to be able to just change and shift. And we were able to do that all within about 2 weeks.
So the supply chain you mentioned, it's just the tech vendors are basically slammed right now with supply chain and delayed.
That is correct. It's no different than PPE, what you see me have on right now, gloves, mask. If you need hardware, especially Chromebooks, iPads and MacBooks, you're looking at maybe like a 6-week lead time, 6-7 week lead time. Obviously, you're not going to see that written anywhere, but that's just what it is. I know because we just spent a lot of money. Chromebooks, you're looking about 7, maybe 8 weeks, and it doesn't really matter the vendor. That's just what it is. That's for pretty much across all of them. Now, some may have maybe a 6-week lead time, but they may tell you 6 weeks, but things happen. You're looking at least, because typically it's about 17 days, about 2.5, 3 weeks, but now it's almost 2 to 3 times that.
So when do you think you'll hit your stride in terms of, this new normal for education? Like, do you think we'll even get there this school year?
I, if I had to make a guess right now, I would say uh, there is no this year is this is it's not going to happen this year. I would definitely say it's not going to happen this year. So it's anybody's guess on when it will occur. But as far as the 2020-2021 academic school year, I don't think anything. It's what's best. There's no vaccine for COVID. Even with trying to bring everybody in. So every year I make sure that I try to hire a set of interns because that's how I got started in this tech field. Somebody saw enough of me, gave me an opportunity, and I kind of just took it and ran with it. Obviously I had to get the good grades. I had to major, and I went to school and ended up getting my master's and so on and so forth. But somebody saw enough in me to give me an opportunity to get started. And these kids some go to West Windsor, some go to Plainsboro, and some go to surrounding other school districts. We hired them, and we hired another set of kids this year, just like we do every year. That's important to me, to bring kids in to help us. But adding the kids in with my full-time staff, we have 20-something people here, so we're just trying to spread everybody out. And that's just dealing with the technical. To answer your question a little bit deeper, I'm not really sure what it looks like in terms of the classroom as far as the future is concerned, even after a vaccine. I don't know if the normal is going to be you wear masks every day, you wear gloves, but I at least envision for as this school year here is concerned, I think it's going to be like this for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, I think most districts and universities are going to have to plan for a more virtual experience. Thanks a lot. And is there anything I didn't ask that I should have? Any final points you want to make?
No, I think we got everything covered. We discussed the VMware on AWS. We went over the VMware Horizon. We talked about all the technology that we're bringing in. So we talked about Zoom as well. And so I think we're all set.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you.